The Super Bowl halftime show is more than just an entertainment spectacle, it's a reflection of American culture, politics, and identity. From Michael Jackson's iconic performance to Beyoncé's politically charged choreography, the show has often been a lightning rod for controversy. But in 2026, the Super Bowl halftime stage became a battleground long before the first note was played or the first touchdown scored, thanks to a dramatic saga involving global superstar Bad Bunny and rising Republican figure Karoline Leavitt. Bad Bunny, the Puerto Rican artist who has become a global sensation, was announced as the headliner for the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. The NFL touted the decision as a celebration of diversity and global influence. However, the announcement immediately sparked fierce debate. Supporters praised the league for embracing multiculturalism, while critics, particularly from conservative circles, pointed to Bad Bunny's outspoken progressive views, past criticism of Donald Trump, and his symbolic connection to immigration debates. As political pressure mounted, so did public backlash. Hashtags calling for a boycott of the NFL trended on social media, and fans threatened to turn off the game. Behind the scenes, sponsors expressed concern about being linked to controversy, and NFL executives scrambled to manage the fallout. Amid this storm, Bad Bunny released a carefully worded statement. "I've decided not to perform this year, due to circumstances that make it impossible to give fans the show they deserve." While diplomatic on the surface, insiders revealed a much more toxic environment, mounting political pressure, threats of boycotts, and tense negotiations with the NFL. The league, already battered by past controversies, was desperate to avoid further scandal. Just as the dust seemed to be settling, Karoline Leavitt, an emerging Republican leader and vocal Trump ally, threw gasoline on the fire. In a statement that quickly went viral, she declared, "It was the right decision, otherwise he would have faced deportation from the United States immediately." Leavitt's comment was explosive, suggesting that a global superstar could be removed from America's biggest stage not for his performance, but for political and immigration reasons. The remark immediately polarized the nation. Supporters hailed Leavitt for telling the truth and defending American values. Critics accused her of xenophobia and of turning the Super Bowl into a political spectacle. Debate raged online. Was she being literal, figurative, or simply provocative? The ambiguity only fueled the controversy. Within minutes, hashtags like hashtag Bad Bunny out, hashtag Karoline said it, hashtag Super Bowl drama, and hashtag deportation stage dominated Twitter, X, and TikTok. Videos surfaced of fans burning NFL merchandise in protest, while others mourned the loss of a historic performance. Memes depicted ICE vans at halftime shows, and Bad Bunny's lyrics were remixed into political statements. The Super Bowl, meant to unite the nation, had become the most divisive cultural battlefield of the year. Bad Bunny's withdrawal devastated many fans. "I was buying tickets just to see him," one fan tearfully shared on Instagram Live. For others, it was a victory for keeping politics out of football. The rift was so deep that some families argued over whether to even watch the game. Leavitt's comment transformed the controversy from cultural to explicitly political. Conservatives framed Bad Bunny's exit as a win for patriotism. Progressives saw it as intimidation and censorship. Moderates were left wondering how America's biggest game had become entangled in a debate over deportation and national identity. Political strategists recognized the moment's significance. This was about more than football or music. It was about who gets to define America, its culture, its stages, and its borders. The NFL, already struggling with issues like concussion scandals and player protests, now faced a new crisis. Sponsors worried about their brands, executives debated how to move forward, and legal teams assessed the risk of political threats. The league's reputation as an apolitical entertainment powerhouse was in jeopardy. Just when it seemed the controversy had reached its peak, Bad Bunny issued a final, defiant statement. "You can take me off the stage, but you cannot silence my voice. Music is not about politics, it's about people. And the people will always remember." The message resonated deeply with his supporters, angered his critics, and left the public speculating. Was he hinting at a protest, a new song, or something bigger? Cultural historians compared the moment to the Dixie Chicks' backlash after criticizing George W. Bush, Colin Kaepernick's kneeling protests during the national anthem, Hollywood's hashtag Oscars So White movement. But never before had a Super Bowl halftime performer been pressured to withdraw amid threats of deportation rhetoric. For Leavitt, the episode was both risky and defining. She cemented her status as a bold conservative voice, winning praise from Trump loyalists and scorn from progressives. She ensured the 2026 Super Bowl would be remembered for more than just football. Internationally, the story dominated headlines. In Latin America, Bad Bunny was hailed as a hero. In Europe, the controversy was seen as a symbol of America's ongoing culture wars. In Asia, commentators marveled at how even sports and music in America are inseparable from politics. The 2026 Super Bowl will still be played. Another artist will headline the halftime show. Advertisements will run, and touchdowns will be scored. But the legacy of this season will not be about who won the Lombardi Trophy. It will be about Bad Bunny's withdrawal, Karoline Leavitt's explosive remarks, and the collision of sports, politics, and culture on America's grandest stage. The story is not over. Bad Bunny has vowed his voice will be heard. Karoline Leavitt has promised the culture war will continue. And millions of fans are left to ponder. How did their favorite game become the front line of America's fiercest debates? One thing is certain. The 2026 Super Bowl will be remembered not just as a sporting event, but as a defining moment in the ongoing battle over identity, belonging, and the soul of a nation.